All right, lads and lasses, welcome back for another proper deep dive, mate. We're still buzzing from that Villa win, eh? 4-1.
Absolutely brilliant performance.
But, gotta say, amidst all the celebration, there's this little worry gnawing at me. It's those injuries starting to pile up again, innit?
Tell me about it. It's like a broken record sometimes, isn't it? The classic Spursy roller coaster. Up 1 minute, down the next.
And this time, it's young Wilson Odobert that's got us all a bit concerned.
Tough break for the lad.
I mean, remember when we signed him from Burnley? I was over the moon. Everyone was raving about him, right?
Oh yeah, he was one of their few bright sparks last season, even with the drop.
Bags of talent, everyone thought he'd be lighting up the Prem. Pace, trickery, an eye for goal, the lot.
He seemed to have it all.
And then
Bam, hamstring goes before the Palace game.
barely kicked the ball for us.
And just when you thought he was getting back into the swing of things, another knock against AZ Alkmaar.
It's starting to feel like a recurring nightmare, this.
Yeah.
It is a bit, isn't it?
Speaking of nightmares, you know John Wenham from the Lily White Rug podcast?
Yeah, good bloke, good pod.
Well, he's been pretty vocal about his frustrations.
Understandably so, I reckon.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm starting to see his point.
Go on then, what's he saying?
Well, Wenham's worried about the impact Odobert's absence is having on Mikey Moore's development.
Ah, right, yeah. Mikey's another one with bags of potential come up through the academy, hasn't he?
Exactly, but if Odobert's constantly sidelined, Mikey's not going to get those minutes on the pitch, is he?
He needs game time to blossom, that's for sure.
It's almost like we're cursed, isn't it? Like a bad echo of past seasons.
A bit like Lo Celso and Richarlison, eh? Remember them?
Oh, don't remind me. Big money signings, always in the physio room.
Yeah, Wenham even made the comparison. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? If there's something more systemic going on here.
Yeah, something's not quite right, is it? And, let's be honest, we splashed a fair bit of cash on Odobert.
We did.
Big expectations come with a hefty price tag, right? Of course they do.
And if he's not fit and firing, it puts even more pressure on the club. Not just financially,
Right.
but in terms of performance too.
It's a domino effect, isn't it?
One injury leads to another.
And the fans were left pulling our hair out.
Exactly. It's a right pain, isn't it? For the player, the gaffer, and of course for us, the supporters, we all want to see these lads out there giving it their all.
But it's not just about the money, is it? At the end of the day, it's about the human element. These are young lads with dreams and ambitions.
Absolutely.
Imagine being Odobert. So much talent, ready to take on the world,
Yeah.
then bam, injury after injury. It must be so frustrating.
It's heartbreaking, to be honest. For the player, the manager, the fans, everyone. And you know what else is giving me a headache? That Galatasaray game coming up.
Blimey, yeah. Massive Europa League clash, that is.
Those Turkish fans are going to be mental.
Electric atmosphere for sure.
But without Odobert, can we even cope?
Good question. I mean, we've got some decent options, haven't we?
We've got Gil, right?
Yeah.
He looked lively in preseason.
He did, yeah.
And then there's old, reliable Perisic.
Yeah, Perisic. He might not have the legs he used to, but
What?
he's got the experience, the tactical nous. He could do a job.
Yeah, they're both solid options.
But maybe, just maybe, this is a chance for someone else to step up. Someone who's been under the radar.
What are you thinking?
Like, remember when Dele Alli came out of nowhere?
Oh.
Took the league by storm? What if we have another hidden gem just waiting for their moment?
Imagine that. Some young lad pops up, scores a worldie against Galatasaray.
Sends the lane into raptures.
Gives me chills just thinking about it.
That's the magic of football, innit? You never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. But even if we don't unearth the next Dele Alli,
Right.
I think this is a chance for the squad to show what they're made of.
Yeah, true grit.
They need to dig deep and prove they're more than just a bunch of individuals.
Exactly. This is where we see the real character of the team.
Because it's easy to shine when everyone's fit and firing.
Yeah. Of course.
But it's these tough times that truly test you.
And with Ange at the helm, I reckon we're in safe hands.
You know what? I think you're right. He's instilled this fighting spirit in them.
You can see it in their eyes. That hunger, that desire.
And let's not forget, we've got the best fans in the world behind them.
No
They'll
doubt.
be roaring the lads on every step of the way.
At every step.
So yeah, the Odobert situation is a blow. But I'm still optimistic.
Me too. This is where we see the true mettle of this team.
It's a chance for players to step up, for the team to come together, for the Spurs spirit to shine through.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But hang on a minute. What if this whole Odobert thing, frustrating as it is, what if it's actually a blessing in disguise?
No, that's an interesting thought. Go on.
Well, think about it. Sometimes adversity brings out the best in people.
You're talking about Leicester, yeah.
Exactly. Nobody gave them a chance, but they had that underdog spirit, that hunger to prove everyone wrong. Maybe this is our Leicester moment.
I like the way you think. Stranger things have happened, eh?
And even if we don't pull off a Leicester-style miracle, this experience could be huge for the young lads.
Absolutely. It's a chance to learn, to grow, to develop that mental toughness that's so important in this game.
And Ange is the perfect gaffer to guide them through it. He gets the best out of his players, inspires them, motivates them, makes them believe they can achieve anything.
He does, doesn't he? He's got that something special.
Right. So we've talked about the challenges, the opportunities, and even dared to dream a little bit.
We have.
But before we go any further, there's one big question we haven't answered.
I'm all ears. Hit me.
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Who steps up and fills Odobert's boots?
Especially for that Galatasaray game, that's a huge one.
It's make or break time, hit it. Who's gonna grab the bull by the horns and lead the charge?
It's gotta be someone with guts, with talent, with a bit of magic.
That's someone who can seize the moment.
That's what Ange will be wrestling with, right? You can have all the tactics in the world, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the players.
It does. Who's hungry enough? Who wants it the most?
And that's what makes it so exciting in it.
I know. We could see Perisic roll back the years, put on a master class.
He's done it before.
Or maybe, just maybe, one of the young lads steps up, announces himself on the big stage.
A proper breakout performance. The kind of moment that defines a career.
The stuff of dreams, eh?
That's football for ya. Unpredictable, beautiful, full of surprises.
And you know what? Even with all the uncertainty, all this talk of injuries and tactics, I can't help but feel optimistic.
Me too. There's a buzz, isn't there? A feeling that this squad is capable of great things.
And maybe, just maybe, this Odobert setback might just be the spark that ignites something special.
It could be the making of us.
All right, we've covered a lot today. Odobert, tactics, dreams, the lot.
We have.
But now it's your turn, dear listeners. Who do you think will step up in Odobert's absence? Let us know on the socials. We want to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, keep the faith, COYS. And remember, it's always darkest before the dawn.
Couldn't have put it better myself. See you next time, lads and lasses.